Hi, my name is David Baker. I'm a pastor with 11 children, 8 grandchildren. I'm also the chaplain at our county jail. We also run a men's home to help men when they get out of jail to restore and put their lives back together. I published 6 books. I have 3 more in the pipeline that we're working on, hoping to have published this year. I'm a vice president of an online Bible college. We have over 1,500 students. We've helped 149 churches start their own Bible Institute using our courses. I've got 10 of my courses there.
David Baker, a Murray County pastor here at Family Baptist Church, a former mayoral candidate and staff at Independence Baptist Online College, accused of molesting a relative under the age of 12.
There is nothing godly about him. He is a wolf in sheep's clothing. There's no telling how many victims, how many girl victims that are out there that he may have done this to.
Baker was booked into a Murray County jail yesterday for an aggravated battery charge. Another former church member, Tiffany Boyd, is upset at what he's accused of doing, considering what he preached.
A hypocrite? There are a lot of words, but many of those I can't say on camera. It's infuriating. I mean, it's infuriating.
But this brother was sharp in the word, and he had so many ministries going on, and he'd just done so much for the Lord over so many years. How could somebody with that history, that background, that level of Christian maturity, that level of Bible knowledge, that level of correct doctrine still fall into something like this? He shot himself twice in the chest in the hospital bathroom after being released on $200,000 bond on the child molestation charges. How do you get there from where he was?
David Baker wasn't just known for his sermons or his leadership in the church. His name is tied to more than 10 scandals, ranging from financial ruin to sexual abuse cover-ups. How does a man of faith, trusted by so many, end up at the center of such chaos? His story is one of shocking revelations and a fall from grace that no one saw coming. What led this pastor down a path of deception, controversy, and ultimately tragedy? Let's uncover the full, unsettling truth behind the man who once held the trust of an entire community. Stick around, because I've got a clip that will leave you speechless. In his own words, exactly 1 year before this tragic incident, David Baker made a statement that almost seems like he knew what was coming, and shockingly, it all happened on the same day. His words will send chills down your spine. David Baker was born in Columbia, Tennessee, at Maury Regional Medical Center, the same hospital where, years later, his life would come to a tragic end. Baker grew up in Santa Fe, Tennessee, but at the age of 12, his family moved to Fort Madison, Iowa. From there, his life followed a path shaped by discipline and structure, first serving as a paratrooper in the U.S. Army and then pursuing a career in ministry. After his military service, Baker attended Bible college, receiving a bachelor's degree in pastoral theology and a master's degree in education from Hyles-Anderson College in Indiana. He also earned a doctorate from Texas Baptist College in Texas. But here's where things start to get interesting. Both of these institutions have been linked to numerous scandals over the years. Hyles-Anderson College, founded by megachurch pastor Jack Hyles, was at the center of serious controversies involving abuse and financial mismanagement. Baker, as a young pastor, was deeply influenced by these institutions and their leadership. Over the years, Jack Hyles' institution faced numerous allegations of inappropriate relationships, financial misconduct, and favoritism within the church. David Baker, closely connected to Hyles as part of his personal security detail, became entangled in these scandals. Baker's association with Hyles and other controversial figures, like Bob Gray Sr., would later contribute to the cloud of suspicion and misconduct that followed him throughout his own ministry. After graduating, Baker's ministry career began at Lighthouse Baptist Church in California. However, it was cut short after just 6 months. According to staff, Baker was described as creepy and authoritative, leading to his dismissal. In 1993, he returned to Columbia, Tennessee, and founded Lighthouse Baptist Church. For a time, it seemed like Baker was building a successful ministry, even becoming a jail chaplain in Maury County. But beneath the surface, serious problems were brewing. By the mid-2000s, Baker's ministry was embroiled in scandal. He led his congregation into several Ponzi schemes, resulting in severe financial mismanagement that ultimately drove Lighthouse Baptist Church into bankruptcy. Many of his congregants lost their homes and assets as a result. But the financial scandals were only the tip of the iceberg. In 2004, it was revealed that Baker had covered up sexual abuse within his church. A member of his congregation, James Earl Lovett, was convicted of sexual battery against a young girl who was just 13 years old at the time. When the victim first reported the abuse to Baker, he discouraged her from going to the police, advising that the church handle the situation internally. Lovett was eventually convicted, but the fact that Baker attempted to cover up the abuse was deeply troubling. Years later, the truth about David Baker's double life shocked everyone. He wasn't just a pastor, a Bible teacher, a jail minister, and a trainer of pastors in restoration. He was someone who had written books like How to Raise Rich Kids, a guide on building strong relationships with children. The tragic irony? The same man, once trusted to guide families and restore fallen ministers, would later be caught in a heinous act of abusing a 13-year-old girl. On September 11, 2024, David Baker entered the very hospital where he had been born, Maury Regional Medical Center, and took his own life. His death left a wake of unanswered questions and unresolved pain, especially for the victims of the scandals he was involved in. For many, suicide was seen as a final escape from facing the consequences of his actions. Baker's life, which once promised faith, family, and dedication, ultimately became a story of broken trust and financial missteps. His legacy now serves as a cautionary tale, highlighting the dangers of unchecked power within religious institutions and the harm it can inflict on communities. In the end, David Baker's name is a reminder of the importance of accountability, where failure to uphold trust can have devastating consequences.
And most disturbingly, a clip that I think most have not yet heard, David Baker actually recorded a podcast episode about suicide almost exactly a year ago from today.
Someone does not consider taking their life when they're close to God, when they're serving God, when they're obeying God, when they're submitting to God. Hey, God, should I take my life? No. Okay, thank you. Someone doesn't do that. The answer to most things is loving Jesus, getting close to Jesus, thinking about all that he went through. It's amazing when people commit suicide, they are thinking of self, and they're not thinking about God. They're not thinking about their mom, their dad. They're not thinking about their family. They may be thinking how they can get back at them. Okay, when I'm gone, then they'll feel bad. That's horrible. People that are close to God don't do that. We don't think that way. You look at this in the Bible, and it is Judas. Why did he kill himself? Because he realized the mistake and mess he would make. He was not close to God. He was not close to Jesus. He ran from him and betrayed him. He sinned. He messed up. He went away from God. Now he decided to take his life. That's when people do take their life.